waste time. Run the other way. You would do it too for a check.
But now I'm pissed off.
The brand paid me for my services.
What services?
Her response was, okay. At this point, I feel like I was low bombed. She's a scammer, and you need to make sure you have control of the money she's making out of the sponsor. If you poop on my floor, it's me or you. Cause who you biting at? Who you biting at? Know yourself. All right, let's get this video started because it is literally, I'm not lying, 4:26 in the morning, and I literally just woke out my sleep. I've had this makeup on all day, so give me some grace. The crimps have fallen, but I will not be recrimping and heat damaging anymore for a YouTube video, boo. Welcome back to my channel. Today's video is a long overdue story time. I literally have not posted on YouTube, and I think like if I log into my calendar, like the whole month of March, basically. I've been gone basically the whole month of March, and yeah. Shit, I don't know what to tell y'all. And I just want to make a disclaimer before I get into the story time because this company, whatever you want to call them, this agency, I just want to say, you know, they're very sue happy. So I want to give a disclaimer that everything I'm saying is for educational purposes. This is not to lie. This is not to sit here and overly bash. This is not to sit here and send people to go harass them and do all this yelling and and just bullying. This is not for that, but it's really meant for not only creators, but especially Black creators coming up, because I feel like a lot of agencies, a lot of managements take advantage of people and kids who don't know anything, and they just use them for their own benefit and their own profit. Honestly, I've been a solo creator for a long time, and I decided to trust this person as my first ever agent, to trust this person as someone who could help me because I thought she was actually genuine. But recently, up until yesterday, I have blocked her because I don't want to keep going back and forth, nor do I want to keep letting this level of unprofessionalism affect my career personally, because I do feel like it had a very big stump in my growth as a creator about myself. It made me feel discouraged. Everything is not just about the money in this part that I just want to say. I just want to say, like, pay attention to who you work with. This is not to bash anybody. I'm not going to be saying her name, but I will be saying the name of the agency because that was the agency that I worked with. Like I said, I don't want you guys going to bash anybody. I will not be naming specific names, but it is my personal experience, so I feel like I should be able to warn other creators as well as spread awareness about what happens if you do not sign with the right person. So now let's get into it. When I started blowing up, I first never started social media for money, and I know a lot of people do, and a lot of people have this thing. That's why they're so consistent. That's why they don't fall off. But when it comes to me, I'm not gonna lie. Like, I love me a check, bitch. Don't get it twisted. But I'm not going to consistently always do something that makes me unhappy just for the money. Like, yeah, I might get to the point where it's like I don't feel like doing this, but I need to get on camera. But I could have went this whole March without posting, and I would have been perfectly fine because, again, like, my whole life is not on the internet. I would have been perfectly fine. Would I have felt discouraged? Yes. Do I feel discouraged right now? Yes. But ultimately, when I first started social media, it was not for the money. Like, I was doing social media for almost a whole year. I was still working a job, and I would hope so. Anyway, I was working a job, and when I finally realized, because I was clocking in as a dishwasher every single day, when I finally realized that I'm making more money by doing one promo than I am a whole week of work, that's when I decided to quit my job and start doing social media full time. I did not have any agency. I did nothing. I was 100% solo, but I felt like as I started growing, like, since I did not have an agency, a management, anybody who really like dictated and really was under control of the companies or just had more, I guess, like reach or opportunities for me, I felt like because I wasn't working with an agency, I was kind of stumping my own growth. I seen all the other creators having managements and agents and stuff like that, getting them all these deals. I was just like, you know what, maybe it's time for you to honestly just start looking for agents. So some context behind that was I was looking for agents, managements, anything, to be honest, just to see where I wanted to be at. I'm not gonna name their name. I had an interview with the agent, and literally they were like blowing me up, because that's normal. Like, a lot of agencies or managements will like DM you and stuff trying to see if you want to be under their agency. First, clear it up. I don't know what my problem was, but I keep saying management and agency in the wrong like
context because they're two different things. So in this one, it was a management who had hit me up. Happy Easter Sunday as well. It's March 31st, last video of the month.
So I had a very popular management agency, where most creators work. It was like a lot of Hispanic creators. Some of those creators were literally my mutuals. So I'm thinking like, I'm finna work with this management and they're gonna give me all the brand deals, because I was seeing all my friends working with like hella people like Walmart and Amazon and stuff. And I felt like that's what I wanted to do, because I always got limited to like the promos that I was doing, like to wig companies and shit. And I don't know, like when I was solo, I had big deals with like Hinge and Tinder and stuff like that. I had an interview. They had ultimately asked, why do you think that we should take you on as a management? And I'm like, why should y'all take me on? Maybe it's a pride thing, y'all, but I just felt like this is not a job interview. Like, I don't know, something about that. I feel like they didn't ask all them Hispanic creators why they feel the need to, because I even told like someone under the agency like, oh yeah, they asked me this, and they were like, what? They never asked me this. So I feel like, yeah, I'm not working with you. Like, I'm not signing with you. So I just went back solo. So right before I had moved into my apartment, I was looking through my email one day, and I'm gonna put some screenshots in here of just how many times this agency had emailed me. The first email that I had was from 5/15/2022, from May 15th to 2022, all the way to, and I'll insert the screenshot too, so September 5th. So if you do the calculation, that was 4 months, and every month or multiple times a week she would email me. So this is the agency. The agency is called Switch Talent Agency. And if you're watching this, because I 100% straight up told you I'm going to be making a video about this situation, about Switch Agency, because of my experience working with you. Now I'm not saying that there aren't other people who you might work with in Switch Agency that overall will give you a better experience, but as far as I know, you are the only person who's running this agency. So I'm going to just be solely addressing the person who I worked with, and we're going to name her Anna. I had scheduled a meeting with Anna, and Anna basically just broke down everything to me. Everything was sounding so good. It was a white woman, if that's context. She just knew how to highlight the things that as a black creator you're going to be looking for, as a creator period you're going to be looking for, but especially as a black creator. Like, you want your agency to acknowledge, yes, black creators get less paid, way less than a white woman or stuff like that. So she was like saying all the right things, and I'm listening to her. At this time, I'm also about to move into my apartment, so I'm like just trying to align my life. Everything sounds splendid. So during the meeting, you know, she broke down everything to me, let me know what would be what. And I was like, okay, this sounds good. Everything sounding great. You know, I don't have nothing to worry about. Like, I shouldn't be tripping. So I was telling my mom, and my mom was just like, okay, congratulations. So I ended up telling Anna that I would sign with her in Switch Talent. After then, she told me, like, you know, give it a month, because when you first start with an agency, you know, they got to email people and stuff. She told me, you know, give it a month. All of our original messages is on my iPhone 13 Pro Max, but I'm sure I have screenshots of when I started actually getting frustrated with her, solely because
I was sending them to the group chat, duh.
Anna told me when I first signed with her, like, give me a month, girl, to get all your deals in order. Like, it's gonna look like a slow month, stuff like that. I'm gonna get all your deals together to like pitch you to other companies, get all these companies, you know, aligned for you to start working with them, stuff like that. She was working with like bigger brands, and she told me that she could make me way more money than what these. I told her what I was charging. She was like, no way. Like, she is acting like she's fenced to get me the bread. When I was in Trinidad and stuff, she ended up helping me with the.
I forgot, I can't say their name because I signed an NDA, but remember I told y'all that company scammed me? And then they processed that I was like an employee for them, took taxes out of my money and stuff. Yeah, girl, them people.
Stuff. Like, she put a good taste in my mouth for about the good month. We had no problems. Like, I really was just like, okay. So now, like, the first month and stuff started coming around, and like October had hit, and I still did not hear nothing back about brand deals. Like, I was always hearing like, oh, we pitched this for you. Again, I'm gonna be putting in screenshots. We put this in for you. We pitched this idea for you. Oh, this company wants to work with you, stuff like that. And I don't want to name all the companies, because I don't want it to be a situation where those companies feel like I'm trying to bash them, because it's not you, it's ultimately I feel like her. But she would be like, oh, we have all these deals coming in for you, blah blah blah. She sent me a contract, and she told me like it's a get out at any time deal. Like, you just got to give me like a 15-day notice. So I'm not gonna insert the contract or anything of that sort. But she had said like, oh, one of the deals when it comes to being under my management is you have to use a Switch Talent email, and you will not have access to that email. Now, for me, that was kind of scary, because I've had access to my financials, to my brand deals, to everything. But she was just basically saying saying like, we haven't yet got like the personalized emails. So she was like, I'm going to be the one getting all those emails. Y'all, I'm feeling to clip this part of my hair because it's just, why is she being bulky? She was basically telling me that her email had to be in my bios of all my social medias, and I do not have access to that email. I will no longer be in charge of what goes on in that email. I would not be able to respond to any brand deals, and nor was I able to add another email to my bio to put like, you know, I couldn't take her email out my bio just when I felt like it, stuff like that. For me, that's a red fucking flag. Now as a creator, like, who knows, like, I will never fucking do that. Like, that doesn't make any sense. Now I have an agency where like I have access to my email. I get to respond to whoever I want to respond to, and I also can go work with a company on my own time. Like, if I want to take a company and work with them, I can do that and not owe my agency anything. But with her, it just seems so money motivated. Hold on, give me the brush. She just had a whole bunch of excuses all the time, and it all sounded good, but now as a creator, I know that that was bullshit to be hearing and think was acceptable. And after like a month of being with her, I started noticing like, okay, like I'm not getting as many deals as I want. Like, I remember I had told Keys about her. Keys ended up signing with her, and we both were just overly like, you know, ecstatic about the whole entire situation. I'm just gonna say like the bigger things that happened, because obviously I don't remember all the small details. I remember one day me and Keys was chilling, but we were complaining about her because we were just like, what the hell? Like, she isn't doing what she's supposed to be doing. And Keys was like, this shit is annoying. You're supposed to be doing this, that, and the third, but like, I promise you, under her management, I have gotten like less than 10 deals in a whole almost like what? I signed with her September. I think I stopped working with her. Damn, I stopped working with her hella quick. Like, I was not playing that.
Let me clear something up. I stopped working with her December 31st, meaning I was no longer, according to her, a contract worker as of December 31st. But we did end up working on like, I think 3 or 2 more deals, and which took a course of a whole year. Yeah, I just want to make that clear that yes, I did end up working with her again, which is why, you know, we have these problems in 2024 when it comes to tax shit. But I stopped working with her. Like, I took her emails and everything on my bio as of December 31st.
I was already noticing that the deals was not coming in. Like, I was getting very frustrated. Like, bro, in the months of between September to January, I would say that this lady had got me literally like not even 10 promos, like not even. So someone had commented on my TikTok or responded to a comment and had said, Rykky, do not work with Anna at Switch Talent. She's a scammer, and you need to make sure you have control of the money she's taking out of the sponsor. Bitch.
Let me clear it up because this part is mad confusing even for me. So what I'm about to read is going to sound stupid because I don't have no responses on what I said back to the girl. But that's because all the receipts I have is based off what I sent to Anna when I pressed her about it. Obviously, because me and Keys are best friends and we were under the same agency at the time, I had went ahead and told him about what this girl had commented. And then when he went to see her profile, he noticed that she also too had DM'd him as well as me. So he ended up having that conversation with the girl. So all of the screenshots you see is what the girl was saying to Keys, not me. And then I sent it to Anna, but obviously I'm not going to include what my best friend is saying about Anna as well, because, you know, my sister was talking shit, you know, so I wasn't going to include that. So all the screenshots are based off of Keys and this girl's conversation, not me and this girl's conversation.
I don't remember exactly what Keys was saying, but this is like some of the screenshots, and she was like,
the conversation when I was reading it is mad confusing, so I'm gonna just try to go in sequence as much as possible. This was, I'm assuming, like the start of the conversation. Take your time, read, girl. In the next part, she basically was just saying how she started noticing like hella weird shit about Swish as a whole, down to things of not having emails. So she said she confided into a friend, and I'll leave the screenshots here.
I then brought it up to another creator with a large platform that has worked with many managers, and she was very adamant that you should be able to review how your money is being distributed and included in all the email threads if requested. And Keys was like, bruh. And then she was like, she was late on every payment. She gave me up until we stopped working together, and she still is sending me offers even after not working together. Y'all, like, this is crazy because I'm literally living this same experience. Like, this girl gave me a warning, and to make it worse is this girl was another black girl. And she was like, she was late on every payment. I've been seeing her start working with so many big creators, and I know she's stealing money, or even not, she's doing some foul practice. Her job was primarily to answer emails and come to me with their offers and rates they charged. Anna was great at first, but I started to think she was a bit too good to be true. She had me booked pretty fast within the time we started partnering, and I was getting overwhelmed with companies. She stated that she could provide a brief breakdown of each sponsorship and how much I was getting, including the percentage she was going to take. So now when I signed with Anna was telling me like, oh, I'm going to be taking anywhere from 15 to 20%. So for me, at first I'm thinking like, okay, that's cool. But now that I think about it, you don't tell nobody 15 through 20. Which one, 15 or 20? Like, it's so ridiculous. Like, she just knows what to say to make it sound good. And this is why I'm warning you guys, because do not work with Swish Talent. Like, do not work with them, because if you work with Swish Talent, most likely you will come across this lady and she's going to be doing something that is just overall as a creator going to take away that secureness that you have when it comes to your financials and what your brand deals are pulling in. And everybody knows that when it comes to a creator, brand deals is the big part of our income. For me, I wasn't really tripping like that because I do YouTube, and she did not get any of my YouTube money outside of promos that she got me on YouTube. But like, it was not a management. She does not take all of my money from each single platform, depending on how much I come. No, it doesn't work like that. She don't get to do that. Pretty much it was obvious that she was stealing from me and other creators, because she stated multiple times that she was presenting me at high offers such as $3,500 for one interrogation, but yet I was only receiving less than half of that. Any management should have no issues forwarding all emails to the creator to overview prices and details of the sponsors, and she had all my emails be sent to her. And when I asked to be included in the thread, she was strongly refused. She breached the agreement multiple times, which I couldn't take legal action, but because I was just over the situation, I ended it there. She said I could have took legal action, but she ended it there. But she's playing you. She asked me before we started how much I was previously charging, and I told her how much she said her theory, this is a theory, my theory is she charges companies more than you really get, but gives you how much you were originally charging, so it doesn't look like you're losing any money. To be honest, it's a common con artist scheme to me. Oh my god, bro, she's a con artist. She told me all the right stuff, and what hooked me in is that she didn't have a contract, so I could end it with her whenever, but most management companies do so I wish I would have known. She was late on every payment, so I had pressed about that. So this is probably 2 months after signing with her. So when I pressed her, I was like, hey, I'm sure this is a very uncomfortable situation to discuss on both ends, but I feel like we should openly acknowledge and address it, because if there's a stigma or past situation where there might have been some wrongdoing in the past when it comes to financials, I would like to know, because as of now, you are in control of a very important part of my career. I received a comment as well as a very detailed DM from a creator stating that you have taken/stolen money from them, as well as other creators without their permission or any heads up, as well as a hidden brief breakdown of payments from them as well. I as well have noticed that. Oh, and another reason, which is so crazy, another creator who basically just does like hella fashion content and shit, she's another black girl. I had texted her as well, and I had asked her about Swish, because she was working with Swish, but then I noticed that when I ended up officially signing with Anna, I noticed that the creator had stopped working with them. So I'm like, why did you just stop working with them? Like, what happened here? Like, what went on there? So I was like, I noticed that blah 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 left Swish as management since signing with you. And while I don't know the reason, she was the motivation for signing with you, because I had seen she was signed with them, and I'm like, oh shit, she makes her money, she makes her content, she rich, she a lit girl, she a big black. So I'm like, okay, like, you know, and I noticed she had left, so I had DM'd her. I remember I was in a hair appointment, I had DM'd her asking her like her opinions, and she literally sent me and was like, overall, it's a no for me. Like, and mind you, even during that interview that I did with the management, or that I did with Anna that day before I signed with her, she even brought up this creator and was like, yeah, we work with her and blah blah blah. So I'm like, okay, like, this is a safe spot, right? This is a safe space, right? No, when signing with you, I let you know that I was not looking to be cheated or lied to, and I genuinely think we had a great understanding, but my concerns are starting to arise when other creators, especially black ones, are warning me about working with you and giving me the exact reasons why. I'll include screenshots. I blocked out names to avoid the runaround. Feel free to clear up the situation. And I was like, as you can see by the screenshots, Keys and I are very confused and disappointed by this, because we finally thought we had a good person who wanted to help us on our team. For a pretty little thing, can you forward me the agreement with the full and original agreement, including the percentage? You can be clear on whether you decide to take 15 to 20%, as well as from here on out, can we discuss you including me in email threads so I can see and have a voice of my own about the I will let you know when I think I'll jump in advance to avoid confusion, but for now, I'd personally like to see where working together takes us. But hearing what I heard and seeing what I saw makes my trust iffy, and that isn't a good business relationship to have with someone who has a big control over what helps support my livelihood. And I was like, this is very scary to hear about you Anna. And I was like, because we built a lot of trust. And as a Black creator, I've been taken advantage of so many times. And it sucks to hear this because it did. Like, I was just like, damn, like when you finally think that you really, really work with somebody who give a about you just for you hear that they're doing this foul shit, it's like very disappointing. And I'm gonna block out her name. So then she responded and was like, who is that? And I was like, she's another YouTuber. I didn't ask for permission for if I can say her name, but I think it's fair to include screenshots so you can see what people are saying. She's like, what the fuck? Thank you. The only reason that that's accused me of something like that is she said the girl's name, and I was fine with losing her. I don't know what to say other than none of that is true. If there's anything I can do to make you feel more comfortable, let me know. I remember we got on a phone call. That's why it's no like messages. And during that phone call, you know, she gaslighted me, and she was just basically saying like, no, like that's not what happened. She explained the situation. She was like, and I don't understand because even after we were done working together, I ended up offering her more deals. Like she even took them, stuff like that. And I'll get into that because so did I. I can't even judge the other girls, to be honest, because like I said, like everything be sounding all good until you really look at it from a point of view where it's like, okay, like this is fucking crazy. And mind you, I never told her the girl's name, but yeah, she says she knew exactly who it was. She ended up having her lawyer contact the girl and tell her if she don't stop texting people that she's going to get her sued, which I don't understand, but maybe because the girl was using much bigger terms. Like I said, everything, all of this is alleged. Everything I said was alleged about what she was doing. And after then, I was just like, okay. She ended up being like on the phone as well. Like, I can't give you your emails for the exact same reason, because she kept saying like, oh, I use my email for every creator. So if I send you the thread,
I'll be showing you how much money other creators would be getting, and it would just include all the information of all the creators. Like, girl, boo.
Mind you, I want to talk about a specific brand deal I did with her. I got offered a deal by Pretty Little Thing on my own before I started working with but around that time I wasn't really battling social media well, so I didn't really have the mental capacity to be doing this whole thing with Pretty Little Thing back and forth. Like, it was just a long overall process, like hella invoices, stuff like that, and I just did not feel like doing it. So when I had signed with Anna, I had said to her like, hey boo, can you take over Pretty Little Thing for me, because this is overall just an extreme experience. I feel like you'll be able to give me more money. I feel like they're lowballing me, stuff like that. So she was like, yeah, no problem. But then when we started working with Pretty Little Thing, all of a sudden she started talking about, oh, all my other creators as well that I'm working with, I pitched them and got all of y'all Pretty Little Thing deals, but Keys never got one. I think at this point Keys already had left the management. That was just something to notice. That was one of the brand deals that I gave her. Yeah, you're telling me when I had asked her to afford me the Pretty Little things, that's when she explained like, oh, I can't because it has other creator stuff in there and blah, 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 blah. So she ended up making me like, I think like $2,000 more than I was going to make on my own. But overall, like the payment on that was even late. Everything was just late. It's to the point where I was checking with her to see when is my money going to be due. She would be like, nothing solidified. I'm catching up on emails. I have over 800 emails. Like, yeah, maybe because you want to make everybody emails go to yours. She's not giving me my week promos. At this point, it's reaching November. I barely have any deals with her, like barely. So overall, I ended up being like, I don't want to work with her anymore. Every payment was late. It felt like I was hounding her for my money. Everything just was sounding so dumb to the point I was not making no money with her. And mind you, she has all of my emails, so my 100% of my income was based off YouTube, and that was fine. Like, to be honest, I was chilling. I was like, damn, like, you know, that extra money definitely helps. And I felt like she was just using me. Let's say she got me 4 or 5 times the amount of money I would have made as a solo creator. I feel like she was only giving me 3 times that, allegedly. I feel like she was giving me maybe 2 times that, allegedly. I ended up telling her like, I'm leaving Swish. So I said, hey, good morning, Happy New Year. Just wanted to let you know in advance that I decided to move forward from Swish Talent. I'm sure it works out amazing for other creators, but I think it's best to retake over all my things for the new year and really focus on my career as an influencer. I will fulfill any promotions that were given in December or within the next 30 days, and don't hesitate to reach out if you have any other brand deals I'll work great with. Thank you for the opportunity. So like, I was thinking like, honestly, this entire time that like it was just a situation where she was just over, like she just over did it. Like, okay, she had too many creators now, because like the other girl said, like she was getting me mad deals and stuff like that. She just feels like she was stealing for her, but for me it was like I wasn't getting any deals. And then when I did get the deals, I'm getting money, and it's a big sum of money, but I want to know how much money you took from me. You feel me? Like, you keep saying 15%. Okay, how much money did you take this time? Her response, and this is why she started getting an attitude, after I said that, her response was, okay. At this point, I feel like I was love bombed. Did this agency love bomb me? That's exactly what it feels like. And I was like, for now, do you have a payment date for Pretty Little Thing? I got the clothes and I will send the next set of links and drafts because it was a 3 promo thing. So I still had promos to finish out with her. And she was like, the second half of payments are done after all are completed. Then she started being funny and being like, I'm on vacation. If you have any specific questions, feel free to email them. I have quite a bit in the works for you for Q1, which is quarter one. When it comes to creators, like every quarter you get, like, it's 4 quarters. And she was like, if I don't fill them with my exclusively clients, what is sent will be a non-exclusive percentage, which is significantly higher.
Like, is this not insane? Like, she's like, oh, I had quite a bit in the works for you, but if I don't fill them with my exclusive clients, what will be sent is my non-exclusive percentage, which is significantly higher. What do that even mean? Like, English. Like, if you're going to say, I'm going to send you brand deals, but yeah, by the way, what I take home will be more money, just say that. Like, mind you, she don't even talk like that. When that girl texted me and Keys giving us a warning and I sent it to her, it was given, what the fuck? All the professionalism went out the door. Now, all of a sudden, I'm talking to you. And now you want to use all these big ass words that nobody knows what you mean, like exclusive percentage, which is significantly higher. Okay, how much higher? Like, and then, oh my God, like, I'm so glad I had a recent conversation with her to just show the inconsistency, because now, let me get into the video. I'm getting mad watching it all over again, literally.
Hella nice, but then, like, when I would ask her questions, she started being weird. After then, I posted what I posted, and I'm waiting for my money. I'm waiting for my money. And I remember even posting about this in my spam page, and I was, like, pressing her about when I was going to be getting my payment because I wasn't hearing nothing. So I was like, hey, any update on my money? Still no update. Then I said, that was on the 3rd. Now it's the 5th. So 4 days later, I'm like, hey, good morning. Is there any update on when I should receive my payment? I need my payment before the 8th of this month. I have important trips coming up as well as tax season, and can't afford to keep pushing the expected dates for them because it's throwing off my plans. Let me know. She said, I haven't heard back. We'll let you know. Then I'm like, okay, cool. If you don't hear back, I still need that in advance if you could accommodate, because I expected it before the 1st and had plans with these funds. When I first signed with you, you're over here telling me, if a company's ever late, I can send you the bread in advance, like stuff like that. And then all of a sudden now she's talking about, unfortunately, I also need that money, but I won't be able to advance that to you because that's something I only do for exclusive creators. But I was an exclusive creator when you gave me the brand, when I did the brand deal. This is a company that literally came to me first and then went to you. So it's like, this is literally my brand deal. Yet you're telling me, oh, I only work with exclusive creators. Girl, I was an exclusive creator. Like, when I did this brand deal, I was an exclusive creator. So she's like, I'm trying to draw a boundary for myself on working hours, so I'll get back to you with additional concerns on Monday. And I just thought that was so weird. Like, I don't know why I thought that was so weird. I'm like, I was an exclusive creator under your contract when I allowed you to take over my business private deal for Pretty Little Thing. So I feel like that's fair to still expect exclusive rights to my money, because you literally took my Pretty Little Thing deal from me. And then not only that, you made it where now I no longer have access to the thread in the email because you allegedly started pitching it to all these other creators. So for me, it's just weird how now you're trying to hit me with this, oh, I only do it for exclusive creators. Girl, I was an exclusive creator when you took my motherfucking money. You taking exclusive money. If you can't front it, then okay. I also understand that late payments happen and that you now have business hours. But my issue is I've been contacting you since Wednesday about the payment and was told I'd hear back from you and never did. Just like you, receiving my end of the deal is also important. So then she just hit me with the, I cannot front you the money right now. But, like, it's not just about fronting me the money. It's just about communication. Like, you're sitting here talking about you're trying to make boundaries and only respond on business hours. But when I was texting you on the business hours, you're not responding to the point where it's falling over. I texted you about it since Wednesday. It's now Saturday. Or Tuesday. It's now Saturday. And you still have not gotten back to me. Like, it's just not giving. And I was like, it's not about fronting the money. I don't expect you to give me the money if you can't. It's about making sure you're staying on top of getting me my payments as an exclusive creator who was signed to Swish. Regardless if I'm signed with you right now or not, I was under your agency and you are speaking for me and representing me to these companies. If they're not paying me on time, you need to let me know from the day the payment was due to me, because the payment was due to me. She still had not texted, still had not said, hey, I'm not sure why this is taking so long to come through, but this payment hasn't made it to me yet. Just to let you know, I'm not holding your money, something of that sort. You just not responding to me, not saying nothing to me, but this money was supposed to be to me on the 1st. It is now the 8th. When signing with you, I made it clear you were in control of a big aspect of my career, put in parentheses financials, and that part of my career needed to remain professional, and it isn't this far. Every payment to me I have to ask about after it was already due, and it's messing up my finances. I get you're not in a control on when they submit payment, but if they're not on time, you as someone representing me are supposed to try your best to make it difficult for things like this to happen and not affect me. It affects me when it's been days and I won't hear back from you nor have an indication on what will happen if they don't pay me. She's like, understood. Would you prefer to drop the remaining partnerships we have? If you aren't happy with how I run business, that's totally fine, and I understand your concerns, but I'm also trying to do my best, and I understand if that isn't enough. I can't promise on-time payment, or even if I recognize that a payment is late instantly. Like, what, bitch? Like, you can't recognize if a payment is due instantly? Like, she just sounds delusional. Like, you're making excuses. Your whole job, which is why you're taking 20%, is why you should be letting me know. And then she's like, there's one of me and 20 of y'all. I can do what I can. For many it works, but for me it doesn't, and that's fine. Please let me know about the remaining partnerships. But I also can be transparently, I am doing what I can, and I can't promise you any better than this. But at this point, I'm not even signed with you no more. This is literally just a deal that I had remaining with her that I had to complete before I finished. Mind you, this is March. December 31st, I left your ass. And I'm not gonna say, oh, fuck the money. No, this is my money. This money is owed to me after I worked my ass off for it. Already posted the videos. Hell nah.
Skip. I did the care of promo for her again, even after the situation. She texted me being all 1 minute hot, cold. Oh my God, I look a mess. I ended up doing the last care of promo for her. That was the last promo I ever did for the lady. Oh my God, I did another one, huh? I did a BetterHelp one. She had randomly texted me, asked me for the BetterHelp. I did that one on here. I think I got in specifics. And then I did one more promo for her. Y'all, I don't know what it was. Like, I don't know. Like, Keys was literally calling it, like, Stockholm Syndrome. Like, she is, like, a toxic ex-boyfriend. Like, she will text you thinking, like, she is ready to work, ready to just be cool with you. And then she do some weird-ass shit. Like, it's crazy. For the BetterHelp promo, she ended up telling me it was just some weird setup, but she did end up paying me on time for literally the first time. Like, I literally was like to her, like, hey, just assuring that my money's gonna get to me on this date. And then she ended up sending it to me, I think like 2 days, 3 days early or something like that. Even crazier that I just connected is I had a BetterHelp promo deal solo on my own. They hit me up and I had responded back. Me and the lady from BetterHelp had a whole meeting, and then randomly she asked me for a script. We agreed on the price. Randomly she just goes ghost. Like, she just goes ghost. And then Anna hits me up after not talking to her for dumb long and being like, hey boo, BetterHelp still wants to work with you. Do you want to work with me non-exclusively? And then here go my delusional ass talking about, oh yeah, I could just do it. That's crazy.
Then I'm like, good morning, hope this is a good time. Since this got business hours now, all of a sudden when you drop the agency, I'm really focusing on the payments I'm waiting on. Like, why did you ask me about brand deals and you still ain't paid me?
Fast forward, this story time getting a little bit too long. She owed me money again, okay? She owed me money again, and I'm pressing her because you owe me money, and I'm not getting no update. I ain't heard from you in damn near them 45 days you talked about. After I did that promo, I get my money of the last day of the month. I still ain't hear from you in damn near a month. And I'm just confused. So I had to check in. Hey, boo, is my money arriving on time? Here goes the conversation.
So basically what she keeps saying is, oh, they sent the majority of everyone's payment to Jenna. But the reason why that makes no fucking sense, like the reason why that makes absolutely no sense, they're paying everybody as a whole, right? Who said we posted it all at the same time?
I realized I was talking to influencer here. So for my supporters, a net is basically days. So when you be like, payment is on a net 30, that means they got 30 days to pay you. They could pay you before the 30 days, but after the 30 days, they're breaking the contract. You had 30 days to pay me, boo. So she had for one of the brand deals, I could give it to her. She said the payment works where the last day of the month that you posted, 45 days after that. So I get it if she'd be like, okay, they sent her all the money at once, because all she did was just have all the creators she had working post in July, because either way, even if they posted on the 15th or the 31st or the 27th or the 29th, my birthday, it would still be the same payment date, because at the end of the day, it's the end. The payment will be sent because at the end of the day, from the company, or from her words, from the company allegedly, they said they pay 45 days after the last day of the month posted. So you got everybody to post in July, you sent everybody the money at the same time. Fair. But for all the other deals, It was not that same situation. It was not. How do you dictate when I get paid if the contract is on a net 30? Like, that's mad confusing. Like, they send you the money for everybody, but then me and everybody posting on different dates, and allegedly it's just a net 30. So 30 days after, it don't matter what day you post it. How are you getting the payment for everybody? Like, everybody didn't post on the same day. We didn't. I don't even know everybody.
Like, nothing was really that bad up until now. So since I had worked with her in 2023, even though I left her ass, so I'm like, hey, hope as well. This was Thursday. I went to go file my taxes on Thursday. The man was breaking down to me what was what, like what a 1099 was, what a W-9 was. I already knew what a W-9 was, but the 1099 I was a little confused about. If you're a creator, upcoming creator, anybody, let me just inform y'all a little bit. A W-9 is what you give to the company. Hopefully you guys have a business where you have a business EIN, so you don't have to give your social. But let's say you're giving it to your social, that's fine as well. But you give them your social, your business EIN if you have a business account. I do. They'll put all that in when it comes to paying you. Like, oh, we paid so-and-so, right? A company. Now, with Swish, I think I signed a W-9, but I don't remember signing the 1099 or receiving one. So I had said, hey, Hope as well, I'm filing taxes for 2023. I need a 1099 from you to show how much percentage you took from my total payment. She's like, hey, 1099 will only be the total payment given to you. That was already emailed, but I'll have them resend. Same email as before, correct? I'm like, okay, but how much percentile do I pay you? Because my tax person was like, you need to figure out how much money you gave her as well, because that also on your taxes can help you when it comes to paying taxes. Like, if she was your agent, it's supposed to show how much money you paid your agent, just like it is with my management now and my agency now. It's not even a management. Let me start. If you hear me say management, agency, I'm talking about the same thing. Unless I specify the differences, but sometimes I slip up. So I'm like, just like with my agency now, we don't got no problems. They show me exactly how much money I make. I have access to all my emails. I literally get my payment on time all the time. Literally no problems. Like, I literally do not have any problems with this agency I have now. And Keys put me on, so thank you to my man. Thank you, Keys. So I'm like, how much percentiles do I pay you? She gonna go 10 through 15% ranges, typically 15. But in the contract, it said 20%. It went from 15 to 20%. And I'm going to include the screenshots, y'all. It went from 15 to 20%. In the contract, it say 20%. But then you're texting me now telling me you typically take 10 through 15%. Now, I'm not mad if you are actually doing that. But I'm a little bit confused. And I'm like, so can I have the legal documentation that shows your takeaway from the portion of my payment? She's like, I'm not sure what you mean. You should have a copy of the contract with me. I can resend that if you need it. Like, I'm not sure why it's so hard for you to understand. All I need to know is what percentage I paid you. And if it varies, I need the exact dollar amount that was taken each time you contracted a deal. Please resend the contract and I'll proceed from there. Thanks. And she was like, I double checked and don't have any deals that were done solely with you. So the money was sent as a lump sum from the brand to me for multiple creators to be distributed. If you'd like your tax person to contact my lawyer, like, do you see what I mean? Like, this lawyer, even the way you used my lawyer before you used tax person, even though we were only talking about tax people, is even more of a red flag. Do you see what I mean? Like, she just keeps trying to do this thing where it's like she's making me feel small. They'd be able to talk more specifics, but I just called him and he said the contract is what you need for legal documentation. He said that you don't need to add that 15% for any reason for your taxes. The whole time I've been asking for the deals, how much money I was making. You can't see nothing. You just get the one payment that you get, no emails and prior to it, no knowledge of how much money you was making beforehand. Like, something about that's fishy. And she's like, if you need to add a number for some reason, it won't be exact, but you can add 15% from the number on your 1099. But it will look like you made more than that, which wouldn't be beneficial to you. After then, I was like, okay, but I would like to know how much was taken every time I did a deal. 10 through 50% doesn't give me an idea of how much money you were taking from me. I need exact numbers. Like, how much money did you take each time you did a brand deal with me? Like, dollar amount. Like, stop giving me this percentage. After all them taxes and fees, that percentage is not even accurate. So it's just like, what are you talking about? So she's like, let me know if you have any more questions after you reread the contract. If you have a percentage of what was paid from the brand, it would look extremely low because it was a lump sum of money. I wasn't paid per creator. I was paid as an agency. It depended on the deal with the brand as of what you received. There have been times I was able to get, like, just using all these CMPs. Like, we don't need to talk about that. We ain't under contract no more. Why are you bringing up cent per metric view? Like, it doesn't make sense. I'm like, as a creator, I feel like there should have been something in line that showed you paid me X money and you took X amount, because you're taking money from me, meaning I paid you as an agent for your services. She gonna be like, no, I paid you as a contract worker. The brand paid me for my services. What services?
It's a brand new day. I was supposed to post this yesterday. It was Easter. I'm like, I got depressed. I decided not to post it no more. But it's April 1st, so we come with the consistency. Y'all getting like days of editing. It's only been one day. Anyway, like I was saying, like, okay, y'all, let's say Rykky owns up something. She mixed something in the contract. You know, I got it wrong. Okay, cool. Let's say she did always say from the jump she would pay me as a contract worker. Even though, again, like, what is the brand paying you for? Like, you responded to their emails for me. You work for me. Like I stated a couple of times already. But nonetheless, let's say I was under her as a contract worker. Baby girl. Okay, so how much dollars did I give you? Every brand deal. Like, why can't you just say to me, like, hey, every time I got a deal for you, or specifically this time I took 800, the last time I took 700, the last time I took 400. You talking about, well, I was able to get you $60 per cent metric. Like, I don't understand. What are we talking about? Like, just give me the shit I need, and if you don't have it, just say that. Like, am I wrong, y'all? I feel like it's a miscommunication because she keep playing stupid. Like, am I missing something? Tell me if I'm wrong. Like, seriously.
This is exactly why, allegedly, I feel like there's some type of fraud going on. Because what services? The brand supposed to be paying me. The brand is supposed to be paying me. How are they paying you? They're paying me. I'm the one doing the work. You're literally the middleman to respond. Paying you for what I pay you to respond to emails, not the brand. Like, I'm confused. Like, do you see why I feel like she purposely, and I'm not gonna say that I didn't make a mistake and that I didn't miss something in the contract, because like I said, I was just solo at this time. I did have my mom and my lawyer read it and everything when it came to the contract, and they said it looked fine. And if any lawyers are in here and want to just help a bitch out, you feel me, like, please don't hesitate to, because this is really trifling. I asked him to come up with a rough number, but I pay you for services, you don't pay me. So she's like, you made, and if I gave y'all this amount of money, it's embarrassing. You made 1,500, 14.583% commission.
What's so odd to me is that she is using numbers for me and then using like a percentile. Like, she's using dollars amount for me and then using percentile for her. Like, for me, it's, oh, you made $1,000. But then when I'm asking her how much money she took from that, it's, oh, I made 4.367 quarter metric. Why you can't just say you made X $1,000 and then I took $3,000 from based off what you took from my commission? Like, even if you rounded every commission average that you did, just give me the dollar amount. Like, she's acting mad dense. Like, am I tripping, y'all? Like, and that's all I needed. And I feel like the reason why I'm going so hard, because it's been so long, and I decided to not even make a YouTube video up until today, because I'm like, let me just warn people, because everybody, especially the creator who I signed with, everybody's just silent and just lets her walk away. Everybody was just like trying to cut ties with it silently. I feel like the lawyer thing is scaring everybody, but it just does not scare me, because why you can't just give me dollar numbers? Like, you're giving me dollar numbers, but then when I'm asking you for dollar amount numbers, you're sitting here telling me for some reason you can't give it to me. Like, you don't really know because it averaged, stated in the contract. Okay, so then look it up. I only did like 6-7 deals with you. You can't calculate every single time I did a deal with you how much money you took, and it was only like 7. It's not like it was hundreds of deals.
Who is the worker and make more money than the boss? You as a worker allegedly make more money than the boss. So you're telling me I work for you, but I make more money than you allegedly. You're allegedly sending me more money. So how do I work for you? You work for me because I did pay you, because you took 15% of my money. So I paid you. This is not a situation where I feel like she can sue me. It could be defamation, none of that, because I left your name out, boo, because I don't want to attach your name to the entire agency, so I'm gonna just use the entire agency. So either way, if you ever come across Switch Talent, do not work with them. Do not work with them. If you listen to my experience and you want to take that risk just like I did, I should have listened to the girl who even texted me about it. Took too long to listen. This was literally a 2-year long strung out ass process. If I could go back to being a solo creator, I would, but I have so much workflow and I have so much emails coming through a lot to the point where it's like literally stressful. I don't even care about the other tax stuff anymore. Let's say if she paid me. Oh well, I have an accountant and a tax person to figure all of that out on his end. That's what he getting paid for. Overall though, I would just definitely not recommend to work with Switch Talent. And I definitely told her, yeah, I basically said I would never recommend anybody to work with you. And I told her that I would be letting y'all know. So if you're watching this, girl, I told you that I was gonna make this video, and I've been sparing you. I should have been made this video, because even when I posted about it on my spam the last time, time, they was telling me, no, she's moving, like something about this is weird when I had to force you to give me my money. Like I'm literally hounding you for payments. Hey, can you give me my money? Hey, can you give me my money? Hey, can you give me my money? Like, why am I begging you for my bread? Like, something about that just doesn't make any sense. But yeah, this is my experiences. The receipts there. No one's lying. I don't need to lie. And if you ever run across this agency, run the other way. If you're an upcoming creator, run the other way. Work with yourself up until you literally know you have a bunch of people in your corner who just want to see you win. You was talking about how I was one of the biggest clients that you had at the time. Oh, I got you all the brand deals, all these deals. Where were they at? You act all innocent. Hey, if you still want to work with me, you wheel my ass back in with my dumb ass. Okay, I did it for a little couple. You would do it too for a check. But now I'm pissed off. April Fools. I will see y'all in the next one, and I love y'all so much. This is a long ass story time. So stay beautiful, stay blessed, and I will see y'all in the next one. Like, bye.